Rock and roll, a genre that has reverberated through generations, has its roots firmly planted in the soulful sounds of blues and the infectious energy of rhythm and blues. In the American South, blues musicians like Robert Johnson and Muddy Waters gave voice to their struggles and joys through raw, emotive vocals and the distinctive twang of slide guitar. As rhythm and blues emerged, artists like Chuck Berry and Sister Rosetta Tharpe injected a shot of energy and rhythm into the mix, paving the way for a new sound to emerge. The 1950s witnessed the birth of rock and roll as we know it. Elvis Presley, with his hip-shaking moves and charismatic stage presence, fused country, gospel, and rhythm and blues into a potent cocktail that captivated the youth. Little Richard brought his own brand of flamboyant showmanship and raucous piano playing to the forefront, while Jerry Lee Lewis's fiery piano pounding and wild antics further cemented rock and roll's reputation as a force to be reckoned with. These pioneers laid the foundation for a musical revolution, challenging social norms and igniting a passion for this new sound. The raw energy, the infectious rhythms, and the rebellious spirit of rock and roll struck a chord with a generation hungry for something more. Little did they know this was just the beginning. Rock and roll, still in its infancy, was poised to evolve in countless directions, spawning a diverse array of subgenres that would come to define the musical landscape for decades to come. As rock and roll swept across the globe, it began to branch out, evolving into a multitude of subgenres, each with its own unique flavor and attitude. The 1960s saw the rise of surf rock, with bands like the Beach Boys and Dick Dale and the Deltones capturing the carefree spirit of California with their catchy melodies and reverb-drenched guitar riffs. Meanwhile, the British invasion brought a wave of bands like the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and the Kinks, who infused rock and roll with elements of pop, blues, and R&B, further expanding its sonic palette. As the 1970s dawned, rock continued to diversify. The raw power of heavy metal, pioneered by Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin, emerged, characterized by heavy distortion, thunderous drums, and often dark and mythical themes. In response to the excesses of rock stardom, punk rock exploded onto the scene, spearheaded by bands like the Ramones, the Sex Pistols, and the Clash, who stripped rock down to its bare essentials with raw, aggressive music and lyrics that challenged societal norms. New wave emerged in the late 1970s and early 1980s, embracing electronic instrumentation, experimentation, and a more melodic and often synth-driven sound. Bands like Blondie, Talking Heads, and The Cars blended elements of punk, pop, and electronic music, creating a vibrant and diverse subgenre that pushed the boundaries of rock. From the driving rhythms of glam rock to the introspective lyrics of singer-songwriters, rock continued to evolve and diversify, proving its enduring power and adaptability. Each decade has left an indelible mark on the evolution of rock music, shaping its sound, attitude, and cultural impact. The 1950s, the era of rock and roll's birth, pulsated with a youthful energy, challenging societal norms and giving voice to a generation yearning for self-expression. Elvis Presley's electrifying performances and Chuck Berry's infectious guitar riffs became the soundtrack of rebellion and a catalyst for cultural change. The 1960s witnessed rock's transformation from a rebellious youth movement into a powerful force for social and political commentary. The British invasion, led by the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, brought a sophisticated edge to rock and roll, while Bob Dylan's introspective lyrics and folk rock anthems provided a soundtrack to the counterculture movement. Jimi Hendrix's psychedelic experimentation and virtuosic guitar playing pushed the boundaries of rock's sonic landscape. The 1970s saw the rise of stadium rock, with bands like Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, and Queen captivating audiences with their epic compositions, elaborate stage shows, and sheer musical prowess. Punk rock emerged as a raw and visceral reaction against the perceived excesses of rock stardom, while disco injected a dose of glamour and dance floor energy into the mix. From the rise of heavy metal to the emergence of punk, each decade has added a unique chapter to the ongoing story of rock music. Section 4. Guitar Gods and Rock Icons Shaping the Sound. Throughout its history, rock music has been shaped by the visionaries, the rebels, and the virtuosos who have left an unforgettable mark on its sound and legacy. Chuck Berry, with his infectious riffs and witty lyrics, laid the groundwork for rock guitar, while Jimi Hendrix's psychedelic explorations and innovative techniques pushed the boundaries of the instrument's possibilities. Jimmy Page, with his blend of blues mastery and sonic experimentation, crafted Led Zeppelin's iconic sound, while Eric Clapton's soulful phrasing and blues-infused solos earned him the nickname God among guitar aficionados. Eddie Van Halen's groundbreaking two-handed tapping technique revolutionized guitar playing, inspiring a generation of shredders. Beyond the guitar heroes, countless artists have shaped rock's trajectory. The Beatles' songwriting genius and innovative studio techniques continue to inspire musicians worldwide. David Bowie's androgynous stage persona and genre-bending experimentation challenged conventions and expanded the boundaries of rock's artistic expression. From the raw energy of the Rolling Stones to the anthemic power of Queen, rock icons have left an indelible mark on music and popular culture, influencing generations of artists and captivating audiences worldwide. Section 5. Crafting Anthems, a Guitarist's Guide to Songwriting. Writing a compelling rock song is an art form that blends musicality, emotion, and a healthy dose of inspiration. From a guitarist's perspective, it often begins with a riff, a catchy melody, or a chord progression that sparks an idea. This initial musical idea serves as the foundation upon which the rest of the song is built. Experiment with different guitar tunings, such as drop D or open G, to discover unique voicings and inspire new ideas. Explore a variety of strumming patterns and rhythmic variations to add depth and dynamics to your playing. Don't be afraid to break free from conventional song structures and experiment with unusual time signatures or chord changes. Collaborating with bandmates can bring fresh perspectives and ignite creativity. A strong rhythm section, a dynamic vocalist, and a cohesive musical vision can elevate a good song to an unforgettable anthem. Pay attention to the lyrics. While a catchy riff might be the initial hook, meaningful lyrics that resonate with listeners will give your song lasting power. Section 6. Tools of the trade: essential gear for rock guitarists. The right gear can be a guitarist's best friend, shaping their tone and inspiring their playing. While a simple setup can suffice, certain pieces of equipment are considered essential for the aspiring rock guitarist. A quality guitar amplifier is crucial for achieving that powerful, overdriven sound synonymous with rock music. Explore different amplifier types, such as tube amps known for their warm and dynamic response, or solid-state amps valued for their reliability and affordability. Experiment with effects pedals to expand your sonic palette. Distortion pedals provide that signature rock crunch, while overdrive pedals offer a smoother, more bluesy tone. Modulation effects like chorus, flanger, and phaser can add depth and texture to your sound. A reliable guitar tuner is essential for maintaining proper intonation. Invest in a good quality guitar cable to ensure optimal signal transfer and minimize unwanted noise. Don't underestimate the importance of a comfortable guitar strap, especially for those marathon practice sessions and energetic gigs.